All right, so they did not come see me for about 6 months. That's what it says in my paperwork. But I was declared abandoned, and I was put on this adoption list, I guess, online. And at the time, adoption was legal in Romania for outsiders to adopt children from there. Um, So when I was about 9 years old, I went to another orphanage. That was a Christian orphanage. It was in a village in Naidorf. It's by Lipova in Romania, if you're familiar with Romania. But yeah, it was 13 girls. It was only girls. The first orphanage had boys and girls, as babies to like 18 years old. Um, it was a Christian orphanage. Like you weren't allowed to wear makeup and earrings. And so, mind you, I learned about God in the first orphanage. I was actually very into God. Like I just felt so alone. And when I heard, about Jesus, from that moment I heard that from missionaries, because we would have missionaries come to the orphanage, and they would bring you clothes and stuff. And I just remember Jesus just stuck with me. He just stuck with me. I just felt like somebody was watching over me. It didn't matter what I went through, like this person had my back and he was above me. He was up there. Like I just always felt protected. And so went to the second orphanage. Oh my gosh, way different, like a refreshing breath. They were so loving. We had three moms. We called them moms. They were staff. They cooked. They were with us. Um, Also, there was a director. Her name was Nuti and Marius, and they ran this orphanage. It was called Casa de Fete de Bora or something like that. If I sound weird, it's because I haven't spoken Romanian in a while. But yeah, they took good care of us. I mean, for the first time, I actually felt like somebody cared about me and loved me. And um, I wasn't there too long. I was there from, I might have been like 9 to when I was, no, I was 10. From I was 10 to when I was close to 13. And so I got blessed. A family was interested in me, and from Florida. And I believe the prior year they tried to get the visa to adopt me, but it got denied. So they tried it again, and that was successful. I remember being so excited because this sounds corny, but maybe a prior year, I remember seeing a shooting star, and my wish was to come to America. Mind you, in Romania, they made it seem like America was like a golden country. And so when I found out I was getting adopted, I was so excited. And I was telling my friends, like, I'm going to send you a computer. Like, I'm telling them I'm going to send them all this stuff. And I just remember just being ecstatic. Like, finally, I was going to have a family and somebody was going to care about me. So I got adopted. They came to Romania. My aunt and my adoptive mom, my adoptive aunt, they came and got me. Um, I was ecstatic. I was ecstatic. I was shy. I was nervous. But we got on the plane, really long plane ride. Anyway, we arrive in Florida. I meet my stepdad, my adoptive dad, my adoptive little brother at the time. Zachary was what? Let's see. He was like 2 years old. I remember being nervous. This is the thing about me. I have never been comfortable around men. I know that I was sexually abused probably at the gypsies, probably by that man that showed me the knife, because man made me feel uncomfortable. I got anxiety around men, and so I felt the same way about my adoptive dad. Like the minute I met him, I was just like my guard was up. It wasn't with the ladies, it was with the men, and I just remember being scared. Like I don't know, I was just not comfortable. Anyway, so we get there. I got to America like a couple days before my 13th birthday. I meet the family and friends. Mind you, I'm like, I weighed about 80, I remember exactly, it was like 84 pounds. I was tiny. Um, so, first couple months, they're okay. And then, more trauma. So, and I'm not saying, maybe, they didn't know how to be parents. I don't know that they were prepared to have a teenager in their home, especially with as much trauma as I went through. And So the first couple months were okay, and then I remember my friend from Romania trying to call me. She called me, and they did not let me talk to her. Mind you, I don't know English. I know a couple words, but I don't really know English. They blocked all contact from Romanian international calls to call me, but they promised in Romania that I was gonna get to speak to my friends, that I was gonna keep in touch. So, I mean, I became so homesick. I remember that's when my suicidal. I never was suicidal before this until I got here. I started feeling like I didn't want to live. I didn't want to be here. I would put signs like I want to go back to Romania, and I would put them on my door. I was scared of hugs. I was scared of affection. I was uncomfortable with it. I was uncomfortable calling these people mom and dad. So after, I don't know, maybe 6 months, that's when everything started. Like my adoptive mom wanted me to call her mom, and she told me that if I wanted water or food, that I had to say, "Mom, can I have some this and that?" I had to say that. So that was uncomfortable. Um, One time they sat there and they both hugged me forcefully in their bedroom, prayed over me in tongues, saying, "Take the devil out of her." I would never forget that. That was traumatic. So traumatic. And next thing you know, I'm going to psychiatrists. I'm on all type of medicine. They made me feel like I was a monster, like something was wrong with me. Mind you, I barely still speak English at this time. I was a virgin, from what I know, as far as like I didn't even know. I did not do drugs. I didn't run away. Like I was defiant, but I was scared. I was a scared, defiant child. Maybe I would like isolate myself, go in my room. That's where you don't understand what it's like to be adopted, and I don't know. Just oh. Anyway, put me on meds. I remember being in my room playing with glue. You take when you're a kid, you take it off your hands and you're playing with it because I don't know, it's just fun. Here comes my adoptive mom in there. Like, "Are you sniffing that?" and blah blah blah. She's like yelling at me. Like I don't even really know what she's saying. I remember saying, "I want to die. I just want to die. I'm tired," or something like that. Oh man, the minute I said that, you know what they did? They took me to a hospital, got me admitted to Focus, what was it called? Focus by the Sea in Atlanta, Georgia. And I was there for like 3 months. Mind you, I'm there with kids that are suicidal, then cut their wrists, then did drugs. I mean, I learned so much. By the time I got out of there, I knew what cocaine was. And this girl, just crazy. I was innocent. Like, I did not need to be in a place like that. Anyway, I come back. Um, they got alarms on my window, alarm on my door, and I remember one night getting out to go to the bathroom, and the alarm went off. Here comes my adoptive mom, screaming, like she put her hands around my right here, like shaking me, like, "Don't you ever do that." So I believe, yeah, for one night or two, I peed in a bag in my room because I was scared to go outside of my room. I got sick of it. I went to a counselor at school. I told them what happened, and they called CPS. I was in foster care or whatever that was. Maybe like, I don't even know, maybe a week. So then they asked me if I wanted to stay in the same state. I said no. They found Boys Town in Omaha, Nebraska. And that's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. Because I really felt love there. I really felt like somebody cared. I did not feel judged. And even when you had an attitude, they didn't yell at you. They didn't make you feel like you're nothing. I felt the love of God. And I had, because if you're familiar with Boys Town, you have like family teachers. It's like a family, and I don't remember how many girls were in the house. Maybe like, shoot, I don't know, like 10, 12, I don't know. But they treat you good, like you're taken care of. My family teachers, my first one was April and Steve Haynes. Good family teachers. They were a little new, but they were great. I have nothing bad to say. But then I got transferred to another house, Carrie and Max Stewart, and man, look, I'm getting chills because that's the first I ever seen love between two human beings. The way they treated each other and respected each other and treated us like, and Mac, he's a Christian man. Like, thank you. You guys don't know how much you mean to me. I know I was defiant. I ran away from Boys Town once, but You guys made such an impact in my life. I don't know that I've ever got to tell them how much of an impact they had on me. But so I was in Boys Town. I was only my adoptive parents for about close to 3 years. Mind you, I went from 84 pounds to almost 300 pounds. I probably was 300 pounds. I was so big. It was the medicine, it was the depression. I ate my feelings away. So I get to Boys Town in 2005. I was in 10th grade. I don't know. I had credits from Romania, so I ended up. I went from 10th grade. Let me see. Yep, I did 9th grade. Okay, 10th grade to 12th grade. I skipped 11th grade. I remember I had to do a big presentation on Romania, and I made some food. I graduated early. I graduated when I was 17. And I went to Job Corps in Iowa, Denison, Iowa. I went there in June of 2015. I graduated in October of 2015. Really fast, got my CNA. Mind you, when you graduate, like I had nowhere to go. So at this time, I found out about online dating. I went online. Me and this guy were chatting for months. Never met him. And I made a risky decision. Like, this is the thing about me. I've had to survive my whole life trying to figure out when you're alone and you have nobody to turn to, you're gonna make some bad decisions. So anyway, I remember on graduation day, he came pick me up. This is the first time I met him in person. We moved in together. I worked as a CNA for a little while, and then we decided he sold his car. He's like, my family got a big house in Florida, in Tampa. Let's move there. Cool. We sell the car. We take the Greyhound. We get there. Mind you, the whole time, we get there. Something, I don't know why I asked him. I was like, in a joke, I was like, they know I'm coming. He's like, no, but it's fine, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we get there. He was Jamaican and I'm white. So his family, and the landlord was his uncle or something. Well, anyway, they didn't accept me. They didn't want him being with me because I'm a different colored race. So that man put me through some hell. That was my first serious relationship. He would kick me out, and it was based on, like his uncle didn't want me there. So he would like tell me to pack my bags, and then he'd be like, no. Like, he would play this game, and I'm sure it was because he felt pressured too. Or this one particular time, he was like, the uncle was like, you can't, she can't be here. I remember had to sneak through the window. So anyway, we both got overwhelmed. So we drive to Atlanta. Mind you, we don't have much money. We drive to Atlanta, Georgia. We're downtown. This man is, he put me through trauma. That was another chapter of my life that I just went through trauma. So he tells me to get out, that he can't help me. He doesn't know what to do. We don't got much money. It's dark outside. It's nighttime in Atlanta. There's so many people, homeless people down there. So I get out, I'm crying like, oh my God, I'm gonna get raped. Like, I'm scared, blah, blah, blah. He lets me walk for like 10 minutes. Then he comes back like, no, it's okay. We'll get a hotel room. So at this time, I contact my parents in Florida and I ask them to help me get a Greyhound ticket back to Omaha. They can't help me. Mind you, they got money. So I call Father Peter at Boys Town. Father Peter, you've been an angel in my life. And he helps me out. He gets me back to Omaha. Boys Town had an aftercare program, so they give me a house to live in. I get a job. I get a car. I'm doing good. At this time, I'm like 18 years old, going on 19, very immature. I hooked back up with my friends from the past. And then I started drinking, experimented with marijuana. Like, I never did any hardcore drugs. I just started drinking. I quit my job. I moved in with a friend. That didn't work out. She kicked me out. I ended up homeless. Yeah, I was 18 years old. I was homeless. I called my parents in Florida to ask them for help. And do you know what she says? She said that she's going to help me find a shelter in Omaha. So fine. I've been alone all my life. Like, I was in survival mode. I've been to maybe like about 4 shelters. At this time, I started seeking love from men. I definitely had no respect for myself. I had no self-worth. I thought sex was love and love is sex. and that whatever a man told me, I believed. So yeah, I was promiscuous. I was out here surviving. I was, I've lived with different guys to survive. So whatever, if you're judging me, I really don't care. I'm not that person. But put yourself in my shoes. Imagine you being that person, scared. You don't have nobody to turn to. So anyway, I meet this dude. He helps me get my own apartment. And not too long after, I met my daughter's father. This is my first child. She's 10 years old right now. But I met him. That wasn't we didn't live together. It wasn't like I loved him, but anyway, that didn't last. So I had my first daughter. I remember holding my baby, and at this time, I'm still not knowing what love is, but it's just so surreal. I just remember holding her and saying, "I love you," and it felt uncomfortable. Just maybe, just because imagine not ever being told "I love you" and kissed and hugged. Like, we need those as human beings. But I vowed when I had my first daughter that she was gonna know she's loved. She's gonna have a voice. She's never gonna go through what I went through. And so yeah, my life started from there. And at this time, I'm not mature. I had my daughter, and not too long after, when she was about close to 1, I ended up pregnant with my son. Different father. Again, like, I was naive and stupid, and I felt love, whatever. And so I had my son in 2011. He's 8 years old right now. I moved into a different apartment. I was going to school. Mind you, my lifestyle. I was still drinking around with my friends, smoking marijuana. Anyway, I ended up moving in another apartment. And I raised my kids, worked, went to school, At this time, still didn't have self-respect for myself. I was drinking, I took care of my kids. I know that sounds terrible, that I was over here drinking and smoking marijuana, trying to cover up my pain, but my kids were taken care of, And and then I meet my 2 little girls' father. And I had known him previously from 2008. This is my second serious relationship. I've only been in 2 serious relationships my whole life, just because it's been hard for me to attach myself to people, and people have always abandoned me, So can you imagine? So anyway, I had known him prior 6 years, got together, was good. We worked together. I felt like he understood me, like we had a bond, a connection. Anyway, we end up moving to another place together. His name is on the lease, and that's when I started getting a different type of treatment. And I knew it wasn't healthy, and I feel guilty and responsible for staying with this man. I thought I was gonna change him. Like, I thought that if I worked harder, if I was put more makeup on, if I just thought I could change him. And so I stayed for almost 5 years. I stayed, and every time I would try to leave, like, I would get threatened. I would get stalked, harassed. He has threatened me so many times to kill me in front of my kids, to where I believed it. But I also loved him, and there was a good side of him. He was a provider. He helped with bills. He would give his last dollar. So that in my mind confused me. But I wanted to hold on to that because, God, my whole life people have let me go. Like, I was finally going to have my own family. So I had my first child with him. Things got worse. Man, he would get in my face this close and disrespect me, and you're fat B, and you're worthless. And at one point, he even looked at after I had his second child, he looked me in my eyes and told me how he's above me and I'm worthless. That's all I heard. I heard that so much. But deep inside, I knew I had worth. I knew, mind you, at this, I'm like overweight. I'm almost 300 pounds. And he never cheated on me, not that I know of. I felt like he loved me, but he controlled me. He tried to control me, and he devalued me. I don't know that he loved me. He definitely didn't love me the right way. In his sick, twisted mind was love. But Yeah, after I had my fourth child, something snapped in me. Like, that's it. That's it. I'm tired. When he looked me in my eyes and told me I was worthless and he's above me, I need y'all to understand that I got with this man when he had one pair of shoes, when he was behind on child support, when he had holes in his clothes. When me and him broke up after my fourth child, this man had shoes for days. I mean, he had a lot of nice brand name shoes. It's like he turned into a different person. He had bought clothes. All of a sudden, he had a grill. Like, he had a nice truck, and all of a sudden he was above me. Like, I helped you for all these years, and you turned against me. But that's all right. I swallowed my pride. I was so hurt. I was so hurt. And my journey started after I had my daughter, and after me and him broke up. Um, I have lost a total of 100 pounds this year in less than 12 months. Not by starving myself. I started keto and I started working out. I needed to get strong mentally. And I knew that the way to do that is I need to get rid of this pain. I've been eating my problems away my whole life since I've been here. Trying to cover up this pain. So that fat was pain. I figured with every pound I eliminate off my body, I'm going to eliminate pain. So I'm like strong. Anyway, I still loved Randy. In October of this year, we tried to work it out. Didn't work out, like he was still the same person, actually worse. Anyway, so he was getting a house and wanted me to move in, which I was going to do that, but I got cold feet as it was getting closer to it. So I was like, no, I'm going to keep my apartment. You can get the house and we could try to work it out, blah, blah. Well, whatever. We got in an argument. Next thing you know, the week after, he sends me a picture of his two kids from previous relationship and this girl. And then I'm like, why are you sending me pictures? That was his new girlfriend. And he told me it was by accident. He meant to send it to his mom. That's a lie. So mind you, I'm hurt. Like, I'm over here with 4 kids, no family. I'm struggling. I have 1 or 2 friends to turn to. Like, I have nobody else. And so, heck yeah, I was hurt. So I did not keep my kids from him. I let my kids go to the new girlfriend's house. My baby comes back with these marks, circular marks. And I explained to you the story. And so as a mother, what do? It's like like if you've seen the previous videos, you're going to understand. I thought it was abuse. I thought this girl was jealous of me. I thought that she hated me and that she harmed my baby. And so I went on my gut feeling like as a mother, as a protector, like I've never seen these marks. Anyway, it turned out to be ringworms. So now I know about ringworms. But do you understand that I've been humiliated? And then prior to me going on the Steve Wilkos show, I was in an abusive relationship for almost 5 years where I was humiliated publicly. This man would humiliate me in public, call me names. You don't even understand. Came to my jobs. Like, you do not know. But all my neighbors around here know what I went through. How many times? Like, man, you don't even know. So I went on Steve because I'm like, finally, somebody's going to stand up for Anka. About time. I'm thinking like this man about to roast his ass on that stage because I'm thinking the show is real. There's no way I can fail because I would never be capable to do such thing to my child. And to come on that stage and be blindsided, yes, do you see? My spirit broke. How many years I've endured abuse and humiliation. And then, yes, that was it. That's put the icing on the cake for me. Like, to try to say you're going to take my kids, what else did I have to live for? I'm stronger than I've ever been. I don't care if you judge me, but God forbid you had to live through what I lived through. And your whole life wonder why everybody's treating you like that. I will never let another person bully me. Steve, you and Dan and your audience, the last ones. This is why I sound so passionate. I'm tired of it. Y'all not gonna do that to me. Well, you did it to me, but I'm strong, man. I survived. I will never take life for granted. I understand every breath I take, I'm grateful for. I know God has my back. He's never left me, and He will never leave me. So, I appreciate y'all listening to my story. I say I missed a lot of details because I'm not gonna go into that. It's deeper than, but for those that have a good spirit, honest spirit, a pure spirit, you're gonna understand me. For those that like to troll and talk a bunch of crap because you're miserable and your spirit is not in the place it should be, so you cannot comprehend emotions and feelings because you don't have empathy. So, God bless you. Be strong. Don't let any human take the power of your mind. Understand you are special. You are special. There is a higher power, whether you believe in Jesus or, you know, another God. That's okay. But you are special and you matter. And we all deserve to be treated with respect. All right. I love y'all. Have a Merry Christmas and hug your children, hug your parents, hug your sisters, and um oh yeah, let me add something real quick. When I was 28, I started 28 years old, I went on Facebook and they have a page that they help Romanian orphans find their family. I put in the orphan, I sent them pictures and the orphanage I was at, and I found my family in Romania. And I haven't found nothing on my mom's side. I mean, not a person. But on my dad's side, I have a sister, I have cousins, and one day we're gonna get to reunite. I've never met them, but yeah, God can work in mysterious ways. And you always gotta hold on to hope. Have that little mustard seed of hope. It'll get you far in life. All right, y'all. Stay blessed.